To have you here.
Did you save room for cake?
Huh?
Did you save room for cake?
I saved a little bit of room for a little bit of cake.
A lot of pot stickers.
There's a lot of pot stickers I just had, man. They were good. Tell me about this brand.
I love everything about this brand. I think one of the best things about it is My Grandma's Coffee Cake, the name, there actually was a grandmother. This is a grandmother's recipe, over 150 years old, brought over from Eastern Europe. It was one of those situations where somebody opened that little red box that was somebody's mother's recipe. They started making them in Boston in 1980, had lines of people waiting outside the storefront for their cinnamon walnut cakes, and to this day, they're making all kinds of flavors, and they're still as popular because it's the same recipe, Rick, with no compromise, except they add pure Madagascar bourbon vanilla, and they use pure cultured sour cream, which gives it its moistness and its density.
I can smell this from here. Whenever we've gotten any My Grandma's cake, I'll tell you one thing. The word is moist and dense.
Yeah.
There's nothing dry and overly flaky about it.
No.
What are the flavors we're getting here? Because these are really unique.
You're getting two cakes today, and these are two of our really popular flavors. This one right here, by the way, aren't our cakes absolutely gorgeous? This is pineapple coconut. So this is loaded with the brightness of fresh pineapple and toasted coconut on the top and all the way through.
Ooh,
and next
I've never tried that.
Next to it, another beautiful cake. This is our banana walnut made with a fresh banana puree with fresh crunchy Mariani walnuts. How about that?
How about that?
Two really nice, fresh, fruity flavors for springtime.
These are brand new today, and they are made from scratch. Right here in America, aren't they?
Yeah, right in Boston.
Yeah.
In small batches. In fact, I was just at the factory not too long ago in the bakery where they're making them, starting with farm fresh eggs. And the best ingredients equal the best cakes. Small batches, 100 cakes at a time. But look at this. This is what separates us from everybody else out there.
As you separate the cake, you show what separates My Grandma's.
Look at the coconut in the middle, the chunks of pineapple. This is what makes coffee cakes so special. Moist and dense, perfect with that cup of coffee, whether you're enjoying it at breakfast, lunch, at dinner time, or as a snack. And look at this, you want a bite, don't you?
In a minute I do, but you know what I want to show? I want to show what this can do.
Yeah.
Like you're having some friends over, sisters are coming over, a little church club, or everybody bring a little something. There's a lot of slices here. Two
cakes. We've actually given you generous slices here, so there's about 14 slices for each cake. So if you're having people over for Easter brunch, or maybe you're having family for the weekend and they're going to be after for a couple of days, you've always got that fresh coffee cake on hand. We send them to you fresh. The cakes that you're ordering this evening has not even been baked yet. We wrap them up in freezer bags. They will keep in your freezer for 364 days. Slice what you need. If you want to eat it right away, take a couple of slices out, pop it back into the freezer. But look at all that you get for two cakes here.
Oh boy,
feeding plenty of guests.
Wow.
Isn't that good?
Would you like it right now? You can do that. 800 that can be had.
Look at this.
April
I'm going to turn it around right here.
800. Auto delivery as well. Every 90 days for 1 full year.
Do you love it?
That's my new favorite cake.
It is. It is so good.
That's a pineapple coconut. I love coconut.
And it starts with your...
Such a fan of coconut.
It's beautiful to look at. So it's one of those cakes when you take it out of the package and you set it on a platter.
Good.
It's so beautiful, and it looks so incredibly handmade that you could say you made it yourself and no one would know the difference.
But the thing about that one, Marie, is that there's a little bit of the tart pineapple along with the sweetness of the coconut. Boy, that's really, really good.
Yeah, now I'm going to cut this
one.
And
I love that you've got two completely different flavors here.
Yeah, now take a swig.
Yeah.
Can you smell that banana?
I can smell the banana.
That is a pure, fresh banana puree. All the way through that, you can see we're famous for that signature streusel all the way through. You've got those fresh, crunchy Mariani walnuts from California. Even the topping, when you look at the topping on there, you see the cinnamon and the sugar, and it gets caramelized in the baking process, so it's nice and crunchy all the way through. But when you put your fork in this, or you can just even eat it out of your hand, look at just the way the moistness and the density. Farm fresh eggs and that pure cultured sour cream. By the way, our cakes are kosher because we know that's important to a lot of our customers. Look at that. All the way through that swirl of cinnamon and sugar and walnuts and that taste of that banana puree. It's fabulous.
$22.48. Brand new today. How are they made? Old-fashioned way. There's only one way to make these.
Let's go. Let's go.
To New England right now.
How do you make a great coffee cake? You stick with the recipe and you make small batches, 100 cakes at a time. That is a small batch cake. It's not in a huge factory. It's in a really nice bakery. All of our cakes are touched by hand. The layers that go in there, the walnuts and the chocolate and the cinnamon and the sugar. Now they're putting the toppings on there. Look, even when they peel the apples, all of our apples for the apple cakes that we have, everything is peeled by hand and touched by hand. That's what makes these so special on here. Layers and layers of goodness. They go into the oven. They're baked for about an hour. Then they're wrapped in these perfect freezer bags, which keep them nice and fresh. By the way, there's no butter in our cakes, so there's no trans fats. Why is that important? Because when you put it into the freezer, there's no water in our cakes, so they're going to freeze up beautifully.
Oh, wow. There's no water in the cake.
No water in the cake at all. So when it arrives to your home, it's going to arrive fresh. So a couple of things. You can eat it right away. Go ahead and do that. You could pop it into the refrigerator if you want to keep it that way. Or take out a few slices, cut half the cake if you want to, but wrap it up back in this bag. You don't even have to put it in back in the box. Bag back into the freezer. Take it out. Take what you need. 364 days you can get. So next year at this time, the cake will still be fresh when you take it out of the freezer. It's our guarantee.
Man, that's fresh.
Yeah, it's beautiful
and good.
Cake.
I call the bottom of the fork moist. Like it's incredibly moist. Like really, really, really moist. It's never, ever a dry coffee cake.
Never, never.
Why? How come you guys get it so moist?
It's that pure cultured sour cream in there. It's that original recipe. When everybody else is trying to scrimp and save in the baking process, my grandma still uses that recipe from a grandma that's 150 years old. And that calls for that pure cultured sour cream. It calls for that 100% pure Madagascar bourbon vanilla. As somebody who bakes, I can tell you, real, true, fresh vanilla rounds out all of the layers in the cake. It's a little bit more expensive to use, but it has to go into these cakes to make them as special as they are.
We can send 600 of them to you right now. Show me a couple of other ideas.
Yeah.
Like this one's like just a little bit over the top, but it's worth it.
You've got the
That's a French toast, basically.
Yeah. So think about all the things you can do with
a
this.
Coffee cake.
Lots of things that we're doing with cakes. How about just a simple egg batter, popping it onto a hot griddle, maybe Easter morning if you want to do something special for your guests, and then just hitting it with some warm maple syrup. And now you have banana walnut French toast.
Jeez.
Or going next door, let's say the grandkids are coming over and you have a little bit of cake left, cubing up some of the cake, putting some ice cream or yogurt down on the bottom of it, and then just hitting it with some hot fudge sauce or some chocolate syrup. Look at that.
And there it is.
With some pieces of cake on there. And then over here in the end, fruiting it up a little bit. Taking that pineapple coconut, adding some fresh berries to it, raspberries and strawberries, maybe just a little bit more coconut on the top of it, and then just doing a drizzle of raspberry syrup over the top of it. But I have to say, this cake is so good and so moist on its own. It's the perfect thing to have on hand when perhaps your girlfriends come over for book club or for Bible study, and you want something really nice and something that is so good and so homemade, you're proud enough to serve it as your own. Truly.
Take me through the choices one more time, would you?
So you're getting 2 cakes. These are 28 ounces. So there's about 14 pieces out of each, 28 pieces altogether. You're getting our pineapple coconut that has nice big juicy chunks of pineapple toasted coconut on the top and all the way through, and then our banana walnut, which is made with fresh banana puree and those crunchy California Mariani walnuts, and then that topping of that caramelized sugar, which gives it a really nice crunch.
Nice to have you here. Great presentation.
Great to be here.
Nice job.
I'm a little sugary, sorry.
I understand. I'm a little pot stickery. I'm 62857. Going to do it for my time with you. Thanks for the last 4 hours. Thanks for coming into QVC.